Yo-ho! Welcome back, trainers and collectors. It's your favorite Poke Plumber. For today's Plumber's Pick of the Day, guys, Team Rocket Joey's been talking about it. It's catching traction once again, and it's not necessarily like the loose packs, but it's the booster box. Everybody's all about Destined Rivals right now. Guys, we both know long-term that this set is just going to age super well. What if, even hypothetically, what if this is the last box we get with a Pokemon on the front, and not only did we get a Pokemon, but we got one of the greatest trainers ever, Giovanni? So, guys, just make sure you have at least one of these in your collections. I know we're all about the Sword and Shield, and you know, the early Scarlet and Violet, but guys, no matter what, long-term, this set is just going to age perfectly. Ba-da-bump, 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 ba-da-bump. Welcome back, trainers and collectors. It's your favorite Poke Plumber, fleshing out the latest news and the hobby updates. Whether it's breaking leaks, rare finds, or market trends, I got the tools to keep your collection growing and your profits flowing. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I hope you're doing well. Doing pretty well myself. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. Before we get this episode going, we got a lot of topics today. I got to cover like 3 or 4 things today. We have to do our giveaway. So we were giving away a Shining Fates ETB. Congratulations to the one, to the only, Jake Crowther. Congratulations, Jake. All you have to do is shoot me a message on Instagram or email me and claim your prize. For this week's giveaway, we're going to do another ETB. We are giving away a Phantasmal Flames ETB. All you have to do is like, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell notification, and say it with me now. To end your chance to win a Minty Mint Phantasmal Flames ETB. If it's free, it's for me. Namaste. Before we get this episode going, I picked this up at the big show, NJTCG. Well, it used to be called NJTCG. But I picked up a Unified Minds booster box. I'm using that for trade bait to my buddy Najib. That's part of the trade towards a bigger box. You'll see, I'll be getting that box soon. But I picked up that box today for $6.40 cash plus some of the slabs I graded. So this is why grading your slabs are super important, because I just had these raw cards sitting there, put them in a slab, and they equaled up all this value to help me acquire a Unified Minds box. And now I'll trade that to something bigger. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. But I was talking about Destined Rivals, and all I see in my feeds lately are Destined Rivals this, Destined Rivals that, messages, should I buy Destined Rivals? What am I going to do? Destined Rivals! Guys, we've talked about Destined Rivals. Like, yes, I love focusing on the Sword and Shield era. That's my favorite thing to do. But it had me thinking, right? Listening to Joey, listening to others talk about Destined Rivals. What do I personally think when it comes to Destined Rivals? Guys, we haven't had any booster boxes come to market since like the very, very small Surging Sparks booster boxes, okay? Very small print of Surging Sparks booster boxes. And I mean, yes, we had Mega Evolution Wave 2. That's not like a reprint. We had Phantasmal Flames Wave 2, not a reprint. So Surging Sparks came out 2 Octobers ago, right? And we got 1 booster box reprint. That's like the only booster box reprint we got. So I'm not saying the FOMO, I'm not saying to go all in, I'm not saying to go wild, but just make sure you have 1, 2, couple Destined Rivals in there, dollar cost average. Even if it gets reprinted, everyone's going to hop on them even before they could even go 200 or lower. So just make sure you have a couple Destined in your collection. I truly believe that 5 years from now, we're going to look at Destined Rivals and it's going to be priced alongside, you know, your Lost Origin, your Fusion Strike, heck, maybe even Brilliant Stars. Destined's going to age better than 90% of every Scarlet and Violet, right? Containing your, what's the word I'm looking for? Everything. Your ETBs, booster boxes, everything. Like your Destined Rivals is going to age just as well. So, got to have some Destined Rivals in your collection. But we have a little more news on your first order. So it looks like this set is going to be another smaller set, 120 some odd cards. It's going to contain 11 illustration rares and then 6 SIRs. 11 IRs and 6 SIRs. And like, this is what I don't understand. I don't understand why all these specialty sets are so stacked and then your main sets are just like, meh. Like, guys, the reason Phantasmal Flames is hovering around the 200 mark and staying at 200, it has one of the greatest Charizards ever printed, okay? First Order, we don't know anything yet, and like I said, we remain open-minded, but, there's a big but, 6 SIRs. Are 4 of them already on the box? Guys, I think this set's going to be really weak, and I think this is going to be part of the ebbs and flows, right? Nobody has ever experienced a loss in this hobby, right? So if you're pre-ordering these boxes at $200 and something, this might be the first thing you call a loss, because not many of you are used to that term, loss. Whoa, loss. Listen to me. In this hobby, you can lose in the short term, okay? But if people are pre-ordering this booster boxes at 2 something, this might be the first set that you have a loss for a little bit. And I wouldn't go all in on this set. I know I sound negative a little bit when it comes to it, but I really have to see what's in this set. In the grand scheme of things, like, I'm looking at ME1, ME2, ME3, and I'm like, dude, I've been calling this from the beginning. Mega Evolutions, right, base, is a really stacked set. I don't even think it's that far behind Destined. I think Mega Evolutions is going to age super well. So far to me, if, I mean, we haven't seen everything yet, but I'm saying this is going to be one of your best sets from the Mega Evolution era. I know we've had Wave 1, Wave 2. There's rumors of reprints of more Mega. So if that comes, I would definitely add some more, even if you see it subside. Remember, you want to grab the one that has the box topper in it. I just graded a bunch of them, and I had like 3 of the, it's only like a 10.3% gem rate for the Bulbasaurs, and I had 3 of them hit 10s. So that's pretty big. They're like, I think like $350, $400 cards in a 10, so that's cool. But overall, Mega Evolution, super stacked set. I think it's going to age very well. To me, it's still my favorite, set. I know we haven't seen everything in ME3 yet, but guys, based on the Pokemon, I'm still going with my ME01. And we've also had a huge spoiler leak. I don't know if I'm going to share it on the channel because we're a little too early, like, if I share it, it's going to be right here. Boop. But maybe I'll do it quick. Boop, boop. We did get a spoiler of the Greninja, right? And it's the same artist that did the Lily's Clefairy. And I'm telling you, the art is impeccable. They side by side, you could tell it's the exact same artist. I don't think this card is fake. And guys, we've talked about stolen product. Back in November, someone offered me Ascended Heroes in English. I declined. Stolen product gets out there months and months and months before the set's even released. So I'm not surprised that we're seeing, what was it? AZ's, there's a trainer AZ from the video game ZA. There's another trainer, I'm not sure what it was, but we are seeing stolen product already. The Greninja looks absolutely beautiful. I do think it's going to be really good. Ninja Spinner, I can't speculate this far ahead, but I'm still going with my ME01. Freaking Lucario, Venusaur battling. That's such a great card. Gardevoir, set stacked. I just think more people should pay attention a little bit more to ME01. Like, Mega Evolution base, best base set. It's not really a base set, but best base set ever created. I said it. Hold on, I did say, oh, okay. So right now, we were talking a little bit about ebbs and flows. Let's say if First Order comes and it starts tanking and is doing horrible, and we start to see things calm down in the market. I mean, guys, this is what we have to pay attention to. You have ebbs and flows, right? It's waves. It all comes in waves, babies. So, like, yes, we're going to have Ascended Heroes in, end of January, early February, and we're going to see you go up, spike nice and high, things go crazy, up, and then First Order is going to come out, and this is my prediction, right? We have it in a video, so here's my prediction. I think when First Order comes down, I think once that set does really negative, I think we'll see a little thing, things calm down. We're not saying drastic drops, but anywhere from like 10 to 15% drops on certain items, because then people are going to get sick of it. And then 2 months later, so that comes out in, let me see, March, and then April, May. So I think May or June we'll have the Ninja Spinner set. And like everyone's like, well, 30th. Guys, a lot can stay calm until October when the 30th comes out. And I believe the 30th is coming out in October because that's when Celebrations came out. So if they're doing the same thing and keeping it 5 years apart, then it would come out in October, right? Even though the 30th anniversary is in February, right? One of my best friend's birthday, shout out to Ryan. He's such a dick. Shout out to Ryan. But it's coming out in October, right? So that's just my prediction. I think it goes nice and calm. I think people get excited about the Greninja. And it's cool because we saw a Greninja in Twilight Masquerade. We saw the Greninja promo in Shrouded Fable. They definitely have been giving Greninja love. And I have a lot of love for Greninja, especially Ash's Greninja back then in XY, and then playing with Greninja in Smash Bros. So I'm excited. I love my Greninja cards. And I'm hyped for Ninja Spinner. That card's absolutely beautiful. I'd love to add that in the collection. And a perfect 10 as usual. I just think it's not just going to be a straight shot up again. I think we're going to have a lot more ebbs and flows this year. Ups and downs, ups and downs. But I think no matter what, we're not going to see a lot of ups and downs with Sword and Shield. I think that's probably going to be the era that's just constantly bop, 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 bop. And I think 151, bop, 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 even though there's rumors of us getting more 151. So if we are getting more 151 and it drops $1, $2 a pack, that's when you buy again. So it's like every time, guys, it's kind of easier. The longer you're here, this is what I was saying to my buddy. Nowadays, when you have wave 2, right, the rapid way that things are moving, when wave 2 comes and things drop, that's when you buy it because you only have a short period of time and then it shoots up. Then it's like, okay, you have a restock of this set. You hurry up and buy it because then it shoots right up. So it's kind of crappy because you have to move way faster now. I was wrong about Phantasmal. I thought we were going to see Phantasmal, going down to 180, and we started seeing it decline, and then it just halted and went back up. I still think it was something weird about that, but we did get news from the Costco release coming, and it's like your Charizard UPCs and more of the prismatic UPC or SPCs. So we're going to have more of a chance to get those at a cheaper price. So like I said, this is just going to be a lot of ups and downs. As far as it goes with vintage, so anything of like your black and white and older, I don't see that, having ups and downs. When it comes to the vintage market, I see black and white, just keep going up, hitting all-time highs because black and white is super, super scarce. My predictions are like a Dark Explorers box hitting 20K this year, a Stormfront box hitting 30K. And it's crazy when you see these numbers because like those were your e-readers numbers, a couple years ago. And now that's just your black and white. And you're not pulling, crystals. You're not pulling gold stars. I mean, it has some of the most beautiful full arts, but guys, those things aren't going to hit a 10, especially in the black and white era. I mean, you have really cool shinies in a lot of those sets, but it's just these boxes are so scarce. Then you go to Heart Gold, Soul Silver era. If there's any era that's underpriced right now, it's got to be the Heart Gold, Soul Silver. When it comes to Unleashed, Triumphant, Undaunted, your Heart Gold, Soul Silver base. I think every one of those sets are probably about 10 to 15K too cheap, if that makes sense. If you're in the vintage market, maybe focus there because they're starting to become some appreciation for the primes and the legend pieces. And I know a lot of you don't want to hear the vintage market, but I have to talk about it because I just see firsthand what's happening. The thing that shocked me the most is your unlimited Neo boxes. So Neo Revelation has now hit like 90K. I believe in the summer they were around like 50 to 60K, and they just took a huge jump. And now the unlimited boxes, the worst one, your Neo Discovery, is fetching around 30K. Your Neo Rev, 40K. And then your Genesis, like your Genesis and your Destiny are just skyrocketing. And then my prediction for your Expedition, well, Expedition's the only one that's not like 100K. That'll be 100K. Like, there becomes a certain point, right, in this hobby where you become so priced out. And you have all these investment bankers coming, other investors, you have big money coming into this hobby. So there becomes a certain point where someone like me, who does have some capital, but nothing compared to these guys. So I'm starting to get really priced out with the vintage market. If I want to afford anything at this point, I most likely have to trade some of my modern, some of my, mid-era. X, Y, and Sun and Moon is still modern to me, but that's the only way to accumulate some of these boxes at this point, and unless I want to get rid of one of my babies, and I don't want to do that. So the vintage market, guys, is drying up. These rip and shippers are ripping at I feel like every week, like 10 to 20 vintage boxes are getting shredded that I know of. And think about it, guys, a fraction of what's being printed today was being printed back then. So I don't know. I just think some of these boxes are just going to have made up prices. If you want one of these older boxes, if you grew up in the Diamond and Pearl era, if you grew up in, the Platinum era, the Heart Gold era, you can't wait much longer, because in the next 5 years, it's pretty much going to be, hey, you have that Supreme Richter's box, and they're going to be like, yeah, how much you want for it? I want 100K, or make me an offer. Like, it's just going to be imaginary prices, and that's pretty much what it is right now. But in 5 years, if we continue to rip at this pace, guys, these boxes are going extinct, and I could only imagine what they're going to be. Like, I regret selling some boxes, but I like to diversify with my modern, with my slabs, and I feel like I'm in a good place. And it took a long time to feel, well balanced. But it's fascinating. It's fascinating to see what's happening. And heck, in another 5 years, Sword and Shield is just going to be how, I guess your XY boxes are now. You're going to have like all these boxes at $3 grand, $4 grand, $5 grand, $2,200 for the lower end ones. And I truly believe that. If it just keeps ripping nonstop, they are just going to hit these prices. And then if you have patience, if you want to get in at a lower price points and you don't worry about reprints and you want to buy really good sets and you don't want to go back, you want to start from the beginning, from right now. Guys, if you can't afford this stuff, that's okay. But then if you want to buy some boxes now, MEO1, Mega Evolutions, that's fine. Destined Rivals, it's a little bit pricier, then buy it. Paldea Evolved. Because, guys, in the next 3, 4, 5 years, they'll be doing the same exact thing as, these alt art Sword and Shield sets. Heck, depending on how the next 5 years go, they could be hitting lower end, Lost Thunder, Ultra Prism prices for some of these booster boxes. It's all about patience. I talk about it all the time, but I'm just having fun with it. Guys, it doesn't happen overnight. And make sure you just have your ducks in a row and your priorities, right? Like, I see these kids that are making, millions of dollars and they're living in their basement of their parents. Like, guys, make sure you buy a house. Make sure you do smart things with your money too. It can't just be Pokemon. But if it brings you that much happiness and that much joy, just set up for your future too, right? Like, it was very hard for me because, like, I was trying to, raise a family, do this, but I was smart. I didn't go all in. I see these people just throwing every penny they have instead of, spreading it out. Like, they want the instant gratification. They want to buy 100 cases right then and there. Guys, it took me 8 years to do this, right? Patience and time. I couldn't do it right now. I'm not just rushing and buying everything. It's damn near impossible. You need to have some patience, and patience is always going to be key. But, I don't know. I think a lot of people are getting lucky. Like, this is like in Mario, when you get the mushroom, like, you get a second life, right? Guys, we were heading in a bearish market, right? And we were heading there fast. And then out of nowhere, it's like people got saved, right? People were buying these boxes at all-time highs, and then they shot down, and then they started slowly going back up. Listen to me. If you're in a position that you're like, thank God that it didn't crash, because I would have been screwed because I was so over-leveraged. Maybe take some profits right now. Because I know for the past freaking year and a half, like, no matter what it was up, whether it was down, I was buying. It's okay to take some profits. Sell some things that you don't absolutely love. Make sure you have that liquid capital. You don't need to keep everything. And heck, if you love booster boxes, then sell your collection boxes. I don't advise it, but it's like, sell a little bit of everything. Don't just sell all of these boxes or all these collection boxes or all these ETBs. Guys, stay diversified, right? Keep the things that you love. And if there's a couple slabs you love too, absolutely do that. Guys, you know what works for your collection. You know what your bankroll's like. Just collect and spend responsibly. Because I'm telling you, we got a second chance. Especially the people that were, nervous about paying their credit card. You got a second chance. Take some profits now because we're still in a good spot. And I know the people get greedy and they're like, oh, well, if it's going to go back up again, we could hit all new all-time highs. Guys, we've had like 3 booms in the since COVID, you know? Since I've been here, it was Detective Pikachu boom. That's when I came in. Then you had like the COVID boom, and then you had another boom, and now you have another boom within a boom. That's like 4 booms. I don't know how many booms everybody wants to have, but it's like, take some profits. You have good opportunity now, and then get rid of the stuff that's dumb, and then buy the good stuff. It's very simple. Very simple. For everyone's favorite segment of the day, Pokemon pronunciation of the day. Guys, this one threw me off. I was pronouncing this wrong for a very long time. Like, how would you pronounce this without saying it? Right? Politoed, right? It's not Politoed. It's Politoed. 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 No, Politoed. At nightfall, these Pokemon appear on the shore of lakes. They announce their territorial claims by letting out cries that sounds like shouting. Politoed. Politoed. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys are the very best.